I am. I am in my Father's house. I have just returned from Conway, Arkansas. I went to a conference, a Church of God conference. Now, I don't know how many different Church of Gods there are. I really don't. But I don't believe that this group is, has hundreds of thousands of churches all over the United States or world. I mean, some people are doing things all over the world, and there are more and more. I really don't know what to call them, because substitutes, or you don't want to call them a substitute because somebody thinks it's the real thing. I mean, but I had at this conference there was the the chairman of the board, Mr. Ross. And Mr. Ross had a presentation yesterday afternoon. And I listened to the presentation, as I did others. I'll just call the speakers, how about presenters? I was not a presenter. Although I was visible, and I did present. I was present, okay? But I was not a speaker. But I have returned home, and I am talking about the conference. There is there's one thing that I know that they have right, and there is one God in heaven who sits on a throne, and he's been there for years. Now, I really don't think he needed said throne in heaven, forever. But I mean, that's just my thinking. I mean, he might have had it forever, and I don't know how long forever is. I just know that my forever is fixing to have come to 71 years. Yeah. That means I've got a few more days before I am 71. But I have listened to the presentation, and I know that, they got this one God in heaven on the throne. Now, I know they got that right. But I mean, there are so many I don't even know what to call them. I mean, I've got the Methodist Church in this town where I live, and there is a Baptist church in this town where I live. I don't know how far I would have to drive to find a signed in, signed on Church of God church that would be it's considered affiliated with the group that I was meeting with today. Now, I met this group 3 years ago, maybe 4, 2015, 16, 17, 18. Could have been 4 years ago. I really don't know. But at the conference, I have met certain people, and at least I met some of these. This was the second time I had met them. There was a Wally, and there was a Kathy, and the man that spoke Saturday, Mr. Ross, and Tom New is the one who I guess came up with the idea of having a conference, and it's dealing with the end times. And every year or every day, we're never not in the end times, but we haven't reached an appointed time that God has set by his own authority. Now, he has promised certain things and made things known since he created Adam. And if you want to read the conversations that God had with Adam, you don't have to read much to have, gotten all of the conversation that you can get with God talking to the first man that he created and made alive. Because God breathed into Adam's nostrils and he became a living soul. Now, I'm pretty sure I've said that pretty much like you will find it in a history book titled Bible or Holy Bible. It's an excellent history book. And you will find what God said to Adam in that book. Now, somebody might have 43 books with all different things in it, but I'm going to narrow it down to one. A New American Standard Bible. That's what I will refer to as the history book, the Bible. I really don't care what book you have, or what book you refer to, or what you call it. I will have an NASB, New American Standard Bible, and that is the history book that I refer to when I am referring to God. Now, God did not say too many things to Adam. He gave him some instructions, and the instructions had something to do with what they were going to eat and certain consequences that would come about if he ate. And when you read, you can see that there is what you would call a remedy to number one. Number one was, you will die if you eat. There was another tree that if Adam and Eve could have eaten from it, they would have never died. Now, you and I have a lot of trees to eat from, but we don't have that tree to eat from. And no one else has. So I hope you are having a wonderful day.